What's going on YouTube? Clayke's all back again with another Final Fantasy Brave Exvius event guide. And this time it's a little bit different. It's more of like a trial was squeezed into our, event. And it's going to be Kefka, the maniacal clown, the evil clown, one of the biggest, baddest, meanest bosses from Final Fantasy, who has a laugh that rivals Tidus's infamous laugh from Final Fantasy X. I don't know whose is more famous. You guys let me know in the comments below. But we're going to be fighting him. There's a lot of mechanics here. So first off, we're going to go over everything Kefka does, and then we'll talk about a team we're taking in, and then a general strategy on how to beat him. I got two cheesy strategies to knock him out in one punch that are probably easily accessible by a lot of you guys. So you're going to be able to take down this fight, I think, rather easily, okay? So, let's go over the abilities he can do. First up about Kefka is that he is resist to all status elements, but blind, and I think he has like a 90% resist to it anyway. He also has 200% resist to all elements, so maybe you want to be careful with what elemental weapons you're bringing in. However, there is going to be a mechanic where he takes down one elemental resist per turn by a lot, so you can get in a lot of damage if you were to hit him when that elemental resist was down, okay? But we're going to talk about that as we go. The first move Kefka will use is Kefka is skipping. He'll do that at the beginning of every turn. When he does this, it's going to remove all status effects but blind from himself. So the only thing he's really susceptible to is blind, guys. So when you're fighting him, if you want to blind him, you can. He does do physical damage hits. However, he's going to remove them all off of him at the beginning of the turn if you did anything else, like maybe a magic break. He's 90% resist to that, but he's just going to take it off at the beginning of the turn. So my point is, don't worry about it. He's just going to remove everything. Don't worry about it, okay? Another two moves he does at different timings. Kefka's magic is raging, and Kefka is losing his temper. When he does the magic is raging, and that's going to be cast on the 9th turn, or at the 60% or 40% HP thresholds, he's going to cast a massive AoE attack, guys. And this is going to look like Ultima. I think he's casting Ultima. And when he does it, it's going to hurt his eyes. It's called Kefka's eyes are hurting. And he's going to do that magic attack to you, do a lot of damage, but the blinding, he's going to get blind from his own attack. His eyes are hurting, and he's going to lose 98% of his defense, okay? So that's when you can get a lot of physical damage if you wanted to. Just remember, he still has his elemental resist, so if you have elemental weapons on, it's going to be pretty much nothing, okay? And that's cast on the 9th turn, 60%, 40% threshold. The other big attack he can do is called Kefka is losing his temper. Cast an AoE physical damage attack. He's just going to hit everybody really hard with physical damage ability, and then he's going to get really tired. He just beat all your asses. He's tired. He has to take a nap, and when he's taking that nap, he has 98% SPR down to Kefka himself. So his spirit's going to be down the remainder of that turn, and then it's going to be cast on the 18th turn or 80% and 40% threshold, guys. So these are two key factors here, along with Kefka skipping, that you need to remember as we go through the fight, okay? Other things Kefka can do is Blind Gu. Every 3 turns, he's going to have, he's going to cast Blind Gu, and what that's going to do is have a 30% chance to cast Blind on all of your people. So, you know, he's going to cast that on every 3 turns, AoE Blind Gu. You know, we're just going to have a way to deal with AoE status elements, so we're going to have like an AoE Asuna effect, something like that. Every 4 turns, he's casting Osmos on us, so somebody's getting hit, losing all their MP every 4 turns, so we're going to have a way to deal with that, which is going to be MP recovery and MP management through ethers and chocolates, or, you know, whatever you guys have in your items. And then he also has a chance, or he's going to cast Byaga, which is a chance of 20% to apply poison to everybody every 4 turns, also on top of Osmos. So he's going to cast that. Everybody might get poisoned, 20% chance. But again, the AoE as soon as going to take care of that blind and that bio right there, that poison for us. So that's not going to be that big of a deal. On the 8th turn, he's going to cast Puppeteer's Wheel. And what he's going to do is he's going to, you know, woo somebody in, he's going to lure them in, he's going to charm somebody into not doing anything for 3 turns. You cannot click on them. They will not cast any abilities. They're just in love with Kefka. They're wooed by him, and they're not doing anything. And remember, guys, you can't remove this with Asuna, as Asuna and moves like Asuna doesn't affect charm. So that's just going to be something either you're going to have to kill the character off, or something else to get rid of that, or just let him be, and wait till turns out, okay? Now, this is how the fight's going to go. Every turn, he's casting one of these elemental attacks. If he's not casting, you know, Magic is Raging or losing his temper. He's going to cast, you know, Water Gu, Fire Gu, as you can see on this list, all the elements down. When he casts one of these, so for example, if he was like, I'm going to do Firaga on you, the opposite element is what he's weak against that turn, and it's by 6,000% his resist goes down. So he's taking a shit ton of damage if you are to knock him in the mouth with one of those elements, okay? So if he casts Firaga on you, you take damage, fire damage, but he is very weak to ice damage, for example, okay? And this goes down the list. Now, you can see here there are some fake written next to some of these. What that means is if he casts that, it is not reflectable. I don't know any other ways that interacts with those abilities or any abilities in the game, but I do know if you were to put reflect up and then he casts a fake ability, it's still going through, it's not bouncing back at him, and he's just going to laugh at you with his laugh. So the point I'm trying to make is that you can get some hits in with elements and elemental weapons, but it's going to be depending on what we're doing and what element he is currently weak to, okay? So let's talk about his HP thresholds for a minute. At 80%, he's going to use Losing Temper, which means he's going to do mad AoE physical damage to you. And then remember, his Spirit's going to be down for 98%, so you can do a lot of, you know, magic damage to him, but it has to be non-elemental magic damage, as his not thresholds, excuse me, his resistors are going to be up by 200%. At 60%, he's doing the magic power is raging, where he does the ultimate attack, his eyes hurt, and his physical damage can be done to him. If you don't have elements on your physical damage, it's going to do a lot there. And then at 40% on the first turn, he's losing his temper, beating you with physical damage, and then the second turn, magic power, he's casting ultimate on you, okay? So that's the HP thresholds. That is how Kefka works as a whole. Now, I'm going to go over here. We're going to talk about what team we're taking, what is our strategy, what's our cheese we're going to be taking with us, and then we're going to go through the fight and show you guys how it's exactly done. All right, guys, so here's the team we're going to be taking in. We're going to be taking Y'shtola with Carbuncle. One of the things we have to do with Kefka is we need to summon Carbuncle and Diablos to be able to get one of the rewards, so that's what we're going to be looking to get into. We'll go ahead and look at the equipment here. I'm not going to go into it too much. I'll just talk about why we're using Y'shtola. We're using Y'shtola just because we have a innate dual cast, so we can be casting Kuraja a lot. Also, that limit burst may come in handy to reduce some of the damage we'll take from Kefka, okay? So that's what we have equipped right now onto our Y'shtola. Moving on, we're going to be taking COD. Why are we taking COD? One, she has Barrage, and Barrage is going to help us build up that that Esper gauge, doing more hits, being able to chain, put that Esper gauge up as fast as possible. Two, she has an ability that allows her to put up all of our elemental resists by a little bit, and we want that because, you know, he's doing all that elemental damage to us, and then also putting down his elemental damage, his elemental resist as well. So we want to have our elemental resist up a bit, and then also she has an ability that's going to get AoE as soon as us, and that's going to be really great, so that's why we're taking her. This is the equipment that's on her currently, you know, nothing too special, just threw a bunch of things on her. And then Snow's going to be here, one, because I always want to jump at a chance using Snow. I really love Snow. I wish he was better in this game, so if there's a chance I can use him, I'm taking him down. I'm actually going to make a change here in a minute, I just remembered, so let's remember that when we're going on with Cecil. But anyway, so with Snow here, he's going to be able to counter hit back, and that's going to help us build up our Esper gauge between turns. Also, he has a way to pull attacks to himself, and then Cecil can jump in front of that. So even if you have provoke on, maybe sometimes, or you can't provoke, you know, Snow has innate provoke on him, so it'll pull the attacks to him, and then Cecil can jump in front, and it's like no damage whatsoever. And then also, you know, you can see here that Snow is somewhat tanky. So this is how I built Snow up. Not that big of a deal to have Snow, really, but at any chance that he might be good, I'm going to use him. And this spot's kind of like negligible, but I just like that his counterattacks can help us build the Esper gauge, so that's why I'm using him. Next up is our MVP here, Setzer, and a lot of you out there already know from my Twitch stream that, like, cheesing isn't my thing. But for this Kefka fight, I actually got into cheesing a little bit, and with Setzer, God, is he broken. There's some amazing things you can do with him. You can see, like, in this equipment right here, I'm using Second Knife, which is allowing us to do dual wield. You don't have to use that here. You can use dual wield, but just remember, you only want to put one element on him. And let me talk about Snow here. Anybody you're going to be hitting with, you don't want any element on them, or it's just going to resist the damage. And I think we have to deal damage in order to build up our Esper gauge. I can't confirm that, as building Esper gauge is like the most mysterious thing ever. And no matter how much I look up stuff, I can't exactly figure out how exactly it goes up, you know, to a point to know for sure how it happens. So just make sure that on these people, you like, for our Setzer here, we're going to be using Setzer to double dice one-shot Kefka, and we want to do that during a part in the fight when he has you know, wind resist down, or whatever you throw on him. I'm putting survival edges on him. It's giving him some HP on top of the fact it's giving him the wind resist element, or excuse me, wind element on his weapon. But you can throw any other weapon you want on him as long as you hit him with double dice. You hit Kefka with double dice when that element resistance down, because it's just so much damage, okay? Then we're putting a lot of HP on him, as you can see here. We're also throwing Maneater on him. You can get that from the Fat Chocobo for 200 Star Quartz. Now, it is kind of expensive, but Maneater is a hell of a TM. Or not TM, excuse me, it should be a TM. It's a hell of a materia, and you definitely want it. So we're putting that on him. We're also putting the Esper Diablo on him. The reason being is that it's another Maneater that stacks on him, so he's going to be doing mad damage on that one turn with double dice to Kefka, and it's just going to one-shot him. You guys are going to really enjoy it. Then we have Cecil here, and then one of the changes I wanted to make is I wanted to take Candy Basket off, and I wanted to put Black Belt on Cecil. Reason being is if he has a chance to counter, right, if he's countering, he's building our Esper bar even faster, and that's what we want. I don't think the Gigantax has an element on it, but we're going to check and make sure. Let's look. It does not, so we wanted to make sure he doesn't have an element on his weapon, so that's what we're going to make sure here. Then we're going to go to abilities, and you can see there's just a bunch of random ones that we threw on that we got from events and HP, so we want, you know, we want Cecil, our tank, to be very tanky, so that's the team we're taking in. Now let's talk about items for a minute. Now there are two ways you can cheese this boss. There are probably more than that, but the two ways we're going to discuss in this video are one, Void Vessels. Now when Kefka has his Dark Resist down, Void Vessels will go to town. I mean, you can kill him. You can one-shot him with 5 Void Vessels, and killer abilities do apply to that for some reason, which is really weird to me. Killer abilities apply to the throwing weapon, so when his Dark Resist goes down, and you just throw all these Void Vessels on him with, like, COD, who has Man-Eater, and then, you know, we just build up our Setzer here that has a lot of Man-Eater on him, too. It's going to do a lot of damage. That's another way you can one-shot him, besides the Setzer trick we're going to show you here. But we're taking a lot of, you can see, Elixirs, Ethers, Phoenix Downs, all the normal stuff you'd normally take, as we're going to need that in the battle, okay? So let's go ahead and go fight. We're going to go into the Vortex here. I'm going to show how to do this, and we're going to get into the fight. We're going to go through it. It's going to be a little boring, so we have to, you know, do a little bit, and then we're going to get into the big Dick Daddy damage, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So now it's time to fight Kefka, take him down, teach him we're not going to be pushed around by a clown, dropping bars on you. But anyway, so let's look at what we have to do here. We have to complete the quest. We have to use an item, which we're obviously going to use some mana item. We have to defeat Kefka with a Limit Burst, which I have failed to do so far. And then we have to evoke both Carbuncle and Diabolos, which we're going to be able to do that quite easily, as you guys will find out. What we're looking for in a friend is somebody who could do like a barrage attack, can do a somewhat of a, you know, multiple hit attack to make our evoke Esper our evoke Esper bar go up, but can also not have an elemental affix to his weapons, or his or her weapons, as that's what we want. But we don't want to take somebody that doesn't have dual wield, as we want them hitting as much as possible. So we're going to keep looking. We're looking for someone who, let's look at this Setzer. We're looking for someone that has dual wield on him. Nice. And then what is Moonring Blade? Ooh, it doesn't have an elemental resist, as this doesn't. So it doesn't really matter on the attack. We're not worried about that. We are specifically worried about somebody who can use like Gamble Dice, like Setzer can, which is kind of like a barrage, or somebody like a Chizuru. Anybody that has a barrage attack, that's what you want with non-elemental weapons. Okay, so let's get into the fight. Let's see how that starts out. Kefka is immediately going to be like, nah, you don't go first, I go first, and do a bunch of auto attacks. And he targeted Snow because Snow has innate provoke on his in his kit, and then Cecil jumps in front, and we're taking like unmitigated damage, and then boom, that's why we put Black Belt on. We didn't get any Esper bar from it, but there's a reason why. So we're gonna go ahead and cast Benediction on Cecil, because we don't really need Yashola to do anything in this fight but heal. She's the healer and the Carbuncle caster, okay? Cecil is going to go ahead and put our Spirit up. Why do we need that? Because he does a lot of magic damage. We need to make sure our magic resist is up. Cloud of Darkness, Cloud of Dankness using Omniveil. All kind. He's throwing the whole phone book of elements at you. We need to make sure we get resist to that in there. And then other than that, everybody else is trying to build up, you know, our Esper gauge. Now we're gonna have to use the Gamble attack move. We're gonna use let Snow auto attack. Remember, our Setzer's not gonna be doing any damage unless his wind resist is down, so he's always just gonna be clicked to auto attack. So let's see how much our Esper guard goes up. Essentially, this is the strategy, guys. We're gonna live through each of Kefka's attacks until we build up this Esper bar enough to where we can invoke both Espers, and then we're gonna one-shot Kefka and put him in his place. So he's gonna think he's gonna do okay, but we're gonna teach him. So as you can see, Gamble attack can go on for a while and build a lot of. He's gonna do skipping. What does that do, guys? Remember, it gets rid of our status elements that are on Kefka, except for blind. And then he also just cast his light attack. You can see that his dark resist is down. If you guys wanted me to, or we might end up doing in the rest of the video, if you use the Void Vessels I told you guys to craft, if you still have that recipe, or you got that recipe, you could one-shot him right here. You can just take him down. You can just kill him. But for the sake of the video, we're going to evoke both of the Espers and then do it after that, okay? So, well, it looks like we need to do healing. A bunch of people got hurt, so we're going to go ahead and cast double Cure Raja. Cecil's going to go ahead and provoke, and then, let's see, provoke. And then we're going to have Sapphiros go ahead and cast Gamble attack. Setzer's going to do whatever, and we're going to cast Barrage, because that we're trying to build up those Esper crystals, remember. So, or Esper orbs, whatever they call them to put it up. Honestly, you can't find much information on it. We're getting kind of lucky. Look how far up it already is. But that's thanks to Barrage and Gamble attack, hitting him a lot of times, and a couple of counters might help us out too. So, Kefka is skipping, all elements off. He's laughing, and Water Gut fake. So if we had a Reflect up, that wouldn't work out too much. He also cast his blind go on all of us, and a couple people, almost everybody but one, got blinded. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is cast our return here. cast it on everybody, boom, return up. That gets rid of all of our status elements. Yashtola's gonna do what Yashtola does best and heal. We're gonna do Kuraja, boom, boom. Cecil doesn't really have anything to do this turn, so what I'm gonna have Cecil go ahead and do is just auto attack to try to build up her Esper gauge. Sapphiros is gonna do the same thing this turn and gambling attack, and then we're just auto attack with everybody else, boom, boom, boom. And there you go. So, look, our Esper gauge is almost full. That's like 2 turns of attacking. This is our 3rd turn of attacking. We almost have it full. We have a chance. It didn't happen, but it was close. It was close. Maybe we can get a counter with Snow to fill it up. Huh? So he's doing a Blizzaga. He's doing Osmos. Who did he hit out with Osmos? Huh. I don't know who he hit. Oh, man. Sapphiros went down. I did not see how much health Sapphiros has. That's kind of rough. Come on, Snow. Fill it up. Snow, come on. Fill it up, Snow. Oh, my gosh. I have no idea how the Esper gauge works. So what we're going to have to do now is go to have Snow use a Phoenix down on Sapphiros. Sapphiros' HP is a little bit too low, but that's okay. Sapphiros is going to get the job done for what we need it to be done. We need to put up our Spirit and our Elemental Resist, so that needs to be reset. So we'll go ahead and do that right now. Y'shtola will do double Kuraja, which is fine. Let me see here. Kuraja. And then Setzer's going to auto-attack. The problem with this being is Setzer is not going to do any damage, so we're not building any Esper Limit Burst stages. Cecil's kind of low right now. It's kind of getting us a little bit hurt, but that's all right. Let's see what happened. What are you casting now, Kefka? What are you doing? All right, fire attack. So he's doing a fire attack. What's good about that is Cecil does have a lot of fire resist on him. And then Cecil jumps in front of Snow. And then counters for the Esper gauge. Yes! So it worked out. Black Belt doing its job. This turn, we're going to go ahead and cast Return. Get rid of our poison on everybody. We're going to go ahead and cast double Kuraja. That's what I like to do. I know I do it every turn, but I like it because I like to see the bars go back up. Let's see. Cecil needs to provoke, but we're going to see where his health bar is at. I don't like where his health bar is at, but what we can do is go ahead and have Snow cast an elixir on him, get him back up to full mana. He was kind of running a little low on mana. I mean, you know, 82, not too bad, though. And then he's going to cast provoke. We're going to have Setzer go ahead and summon Diablos. We need to have him out there, have that done. So let's check. That's one of them. You know, pull that orb up, shoot it at Kefka, and look at this amazing damage that Espers do. Just insane damage. His health's just going to be gone. All right, so, and then Sapphiros, we need to build up that gauge again, so we're going to have Gamble Attack go off. So, yeah, fill up that gauge. So, as you can see, Espers just do the most damage in the game. If you haven't leveled all your Espers up, what are you doing? If you're having trouble with any of the fights, just use an Esper. As you can see here, they are super easy to use. I didn't build it any? Come on, man. All right, what are we doing now? Stone guy. All right, so we're getting a stone attack on us. Boom, bank, and he's going to do some physical attacks. Stop hitting anybody but Cecil. Here we go. The boys are back. Where's that Esper gauge fill? This is the most rigged shit ever. Can I get some rigs in the comments? Like, come on. Gumi. Square Enix. Why is it so rigged? Why can't I get it to go up? What am I doing wrong? Let's see. So, Cecil doesn't need to do anything this turn. Everything's buffed up. Neither does Cloud of Darkness. Snow is going to use a chocolate on Cloud of Darkness. We're running low on MP. This time the wind resist is down, so our Setzer is going to be doing damage. I don't want to do damage, though. I don't want to break any thresholds. I'm trying to build Espabaz here, so he's just going to auto-attack. Cloud of Darkness is going to use Barrage, and then we're going to use Gamble Attack with our Sapphiros here. So, Gamble Attack, boom, boom, and then just attack with these two. Can you give me some Espebar? Can you give me... There's a little bit. All right. Oh. Do I just got to pray, please, RNGesus? Give me the Espebar. Give it to me. Look at all these gamble attacks. I'm doing so much gambling, yet I'm not getting any payoff for it. Come on. Big money. Big whammies. Kefka is skipping. He's laughing, and... wind damage. Not that big of a deal. And then Cecil jumps in front of Snow, which is awesome. And they both go... That's like the best thing ever is when he targets Snow, because they both have a chance to counter. Okay, so now you can see we're pretty much wiped of everything, all of our buffs. So what we need to do is go ahead and cast Sacred Guard with Cecil. Snow's just doing whatever the hell he wants to. We're casting Omnivel with Cloud of Dankness on everybody. Y'shtola is going to do double curing, and she is going to need some MP soon, so we're going to go ahead and look into that this turn with Snow. Snow's going to go ahead and give her a chocolate. Everybody gets a chocolate here. Sapphiros is going to cast Gamble Attack. And then Setzer is going to auto-attack because he doesn't do anything but resist. But again, we're using Gamble Attack. Everybody's at full. Everybody's got buffs. Everybody's got element resist up. We're doing all right. We're doing okay. Not too bad, not too bad. Let's see what happens here. Graviga. So this is going to be a big hit. We're going to need to heal a lot here. Bam. So that's kind of rough. And then we did get hit. Who got hit? Oh no, Cloud of Darkness got hit. That's one of the worst people to get hit. I was hoping it would be somebody else. Cloud of Darkness got hit with the love bug. So That's just that. It's just how it's going to be. Cloud of Darkness is not going to be able to do anything for 3 turns, which is rough. I wouldn't mind if Cloud of Darkness went down so I could just revive her back up, but that's not the way the cookie crumbles today. So we're going to go ahead and do this. Yashola is going to get everybody back up that we can. Let's see where we're at right here on HP. You know, we could do another Kiraja. Nah, I'm going to go ahead and just do, we're going to do Kiraja here. Wait, do we have Provoke on? Yeah. We don't, but I'm gonna chance it. I think Kiraja is more important here. So we're gonna cast Kiraja with the team. If he has any health left, that's fine. I think we're good. So everybody else is gonna be doing attacks. So gamble attack, auto attack, auto attack. So let's see what happens after this. Let's see how we live. I like to live life dangerously and then have to like totally be a loser on YouTube because that's how I am. So we're hitting. Our Esper gauges aren't going up very fast. Honestly, we're getting kind of shitty luck here. I was really hoping it'd go up a lot faster than this. I mean, it's just luck based though. I think it went up a little bit there, but I can barely tell. He's skipping, and then what's his move he's going to use here? We're using Thundaga Fake, boom, boom, and then some auto attacks, and I think he also blind everybody, but we can't even get rid of our blind right now, thanks to stupid Cloud of Darkness being in love with Kefka. It's garbage. I think the next attack's going to be either the, see, I thought the next one was supposed to be, because it's on the turn, right? It's on the 9th turn. I thought it was supposed to be the physical attack, but I think it actually turns out to be magic. We're gonna have to find out here. A little test right here, a little test to see what happens. We're gonna do double Kiraja as always. Get everybody back up. Is our elemental resist down? That's the thing. Okay, so that's gonna be kind of rough, but as long as our spirit's up and he does what I think he's gonna do, we're fine. Even he's either gonna do the physical or the you know, the big move. He's gonna do AoE physical damage or AoE Ultima, so that's fine. Everybody else is kind of blind though, which kind of sucks. So what I'm gonna go ahead and use Snow to do is use a remedy because I want to be building up Esper Gauge. We're gonna go ahead and do that on Sapphire's right here. Get rid of that blind, and then he's gonna go in with the gamble attack. It doesn't really matter if Setzer is blind right now. That's not that big of a deal, and we're gonna cast Provoke with Cecil. So there we go. And I do believe we're gonna be getting hit by a big attack here. I think it's a turn. I haven't been keeping turns in my head because normally I have everything buffed anyway. No, he's skipping. Huh? So let's see what we do here. And then it just showed everybody. Maybe I was wrong. Every elemental resist did seem to be buffed. How strange. Oh no, he did do the ultimate attack. I was like, wait, what? He skips and then does the ultimate attack. I was like, what is going on? So there we go. Cloud of Darkness is back with us. However, we're hurting. We're hurting pretty badly here. Snow's going to use a Phoenix down on our dead Sapphirus. Bring Sapphirus back to life. Come back to us, Sapphirus. It's okay. We need to buff up our spirit and, let's see. We need to buff up our spirit and magic, so we'll go ahead and do that. We need our spirit up so we don't take any damage. Cloud of Darkness is going to buff up our elemental resist. Thank God Cloud of Darkness stopped being in love with Kefka. He was too bad for you. He wasn't good enough for you, Cloud of Darkness. He's going to treat you wrong. Like, come on, how did you not see that? They had some, you know, some fights and things like that. They're done. And let's see where our Kiraja gets us. I think we're pretty safe. So I'm just going to defend with Setzer. There's not much I can do with him. He's blind anyway. This is a turn, as you can see, his physical damage was down. So you could hit him up with the physical damage if you wanted to. He's doing Firaga. Let's see if we can live through this. Boom. And then we're going to do auto attacks, which is fine. And now we recover. Now we recover. I really wish those guys weren't missing those. Snow, thank you for hitting a couple. But now we can recover, which is awesome. We're going to use Return on the crew. Yashola going to do double Kiraja. When we just got to cast the Esper. We want to cast, we're like in a tight spot here. We need to get our Esper Gauge all the way up to past Carbuncle so that we can hit him when his elemental resistance is down for either Dark or the Wind with Setzer, okay? So we're really in a tight spot here. That's what we want to do. I'm going to cast Provoke with Cecil. I think somebody's running low on MP. Yes, it's Cloud of Darkness. So Cloud of Darkness is going to get a Mega Ether to the face to make sure she's good to go. And then Sapphirus is going to cast Gamble Attack. But Sapphirus is also low on mana. So Sapphirus is going to take a Mega Ether also. So that's how it's going to be this turn. Hopefully the next turn, since we have recovered, we can go ahead and start using Cloud of Darkness and Snow to attack too, to try to get the Esper Gauge up as much as possible. However, I think in a few more times up, it's going to fill up, and we're going to be able to unleash hell on Kefka like we want. So there's only one more time. If that gauge goes up one more time, we're good to go. What ability are you using? Okay, Thundaga, so we couldn't have killed him on this turn anyway, so it's fine if it's not up. Oh my gosh, you got Osmo's Cloud of Darkness? I just gave her a Mega Ether. Come on. All right, Snow, build up that Esper Gauge. Teach him a lesson. Put it up there. Boom, go up. Dang. All right, close. Close. Not close. It wasn't close. So we're going to use Mega Ether again on Cloud of Darkness. Please, Cloud of Darkness, don't just get rid of that. You got to be holding on to your mana. I thought you were done with Kefka and giving him mana and giving him love and shit, but I guess not. Let's see. All right, so that's done. We got to do double Kiraja like always. Kiraja, Kiraja, boom, boom. What do we got? What we got now? Let's see where we're at. All right, so we have a spirit buffed up, I do believe. Let's check to make sure. It's going to go through all these. It's going to take forever. Come on. There we go. Yep, boosted up. Everything's boosted up. So Cecil can do now. He's going to auto attack. Sapphiros can do a gambler's attack. And then we're going to have Cetra just auto attack too. So boom, boom. Please fill it up. Turn. Yes! Hopefully this next turn. If Kefka uses stone here, he's dead. He uses water fake. So he's not dead this turn. We still have to heal up. We still have to be ready for when he uses a light attack or he uses a stone attack so we can take him out. So he needs to get ready though, because it's coming. The ass whooping's coming, dudes. Don't just sit there. It's coming, Kefka. Don't be laughing at me, dude. You're going down. So we're gonna go ahead and use. We need to buff up our skills. So we're gonna go and use Sacred Guard again. Put up everything. We need to buff up our Elemental Resist. Omnivel needs to go on. And then other than that, everybody else can just literally defend. Everything's set up now. We're gonna defend, and we're gonna wait on the turn that that Kefka uses one of these abilities we want him to use. So let's see what he uses here. Blizzaga Fake, so that's not going to do it. And you guys might ask, why didn't I just Reflect with Carbuncle? He did use a Blizzaga Fake there, so it would have gone through the Reflect, so that would not have been good for us. So, this turn it looks like we can kind of chance it, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have Snow go ahead and cast Elixir on Cecil, get him back up to full, get him ready to go. Cecil's going to go ahead and cast Provoke to get that up there, and then I'm going to go ahead and cast, Carbuncle here. We can see how cute Carbuncle is. I don't know if you guys see, look how cute it is! I just want to take him and I want to give him some love. But, so there we go. We have to Reflect up now. If it is a fake attack, it's just going to go through anyway. But I think our HP pools are high enough. Plus, we're going to be defending that it's not going to be that big of a deal. So let's see what he does. What are you casting, Kefka? What's on the menu tonight? He's laughing wildly, and it's a Stonega Fake. So it's going to do some damage to us. As long as Setzer lives, which he did, it's time to take him down. So it did deal damage to us. It did get rid of our Reflect. Remember, that's why Fake can mess with us. But now it's time to deal justice. Now it's time to gamble. If this doesn't work, though, okay, guys, just remember that his double dice has a chance of either doing a low amount of damage all the way up to a massive amount of damage. It's 20% for each of them. I think as long as we get one of the top two, I think we're good to be able to kill. If not, we can still recover. We can wait until he's down on Dark Resist and use our Void Vessels, okay? But what I want to do now is I want to go ahead and hit it with a Snow and Sapphiros. We're going to use both those Limit Bursts to do damage. This is the moment we've been waiting for. I'm going to double Kiraja ahead of time, so we don't have to worry about that. And now, without further ado, let's try to get this Limit Burst in there, too. Let's try to do this up. Let's go. So, see ya, Kefka. One shot. We got lucky. It happened. He sat down. Who's laughing now, Kefka? Who's laughing now? He's done. He's over. Bad puns aside, we did it. So as you guys can see, it's kind of like, it's interesting though. It takes a little bit. I think we're sitting at 16 minutes for that fight, but that's not as long as like a Gilgamesh or you know, anything else we did, like the Dark Esper fight. And we got everything done. So we're gonna click over here. I hope to God I'm not saying this and then where it's like, by the way, you didn't do it. Yes, we got the Limit Burst. Yes, we invoked both Espers. Yes, we used an item. Yes, we completed it. So that's how you guys do it if you guys want to do it with that setup. Let's say you don't have a Setzer or somebody. I think everybody should be able to get a hold of a Setzer. You still have time to do it, remember, before the event is over. This is a one-time clear kind of deal. Be looking for a Setzer. The things that Setzer can do just break the game. And yeah, that's the end of the video, guys. I appreciate you being here, watching it with me. I hope you enjoyed the one punch that we gave Kefka right in his mouth. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you found it helpful, comment down below. Let me know, you know, how you guys are dealing with Kefka, if you thought it was a fun fight, and subscribe for future content. We'll see you guys soon.